players, it is Ann Richmond, your friendly community manager, and I am talking to my new friend Jennifer of Crazy Squirrel Game Store in Fresno, California. How are you doing? How's GAMA going for you?
GAMA's amazing this year. Like the vibe here and all the new stuff I get to see and the games I get to try out, fantastic. But I am exhausted.
Well, before you get too exhausted, what has been like the coolest thing or the most exciting thing that you've seen so far here?
Actually, the coolest thing for me is we have so many more retailers here this year, and that's really great. In terms of games, I wish you had asked me, a day ago when I had sleep. But there's always interesting stuff going out there. Some of the displays are great. You guys have got Joan of Arc out, which I actually hadn't had a chance to put my hands on yet. I love getting to check out the games before I say yes, send me like mass quantities of this game.
Absolutely, and it's really hard to say no to the miniatures in this in Joan of Arc. Mythic makes it, and they are just rocking it with the miniatures so far.
Absolutely, and they're just glorious looking miniatures.
And tell us a little bit about your store in particular. What kind of community events are you doing there?
We've got organized play, Magic, D&D is explosive for us right now. We do a lot of minis games. We do a little bit of everything. One of the things, I give seminars here at GAMA because people think I'm smart, which surprises me all the time.
Doesn't surprise me.
But one of the things I've been telling retailers is storytelling games are great. And you can take board games and make them into storytelling games. So we've been trying to send retailers out on the floor and say, hey, when you're playing this game, get your kids excited by making it a story, especially your young kids. Because if young kids get into gaming, then we make more gamers. The other thing that we do in community events is I'm always out in my community. We're going to do the Teen Summer Reading Program at our local library system through gaming. And that's great. Those are people that aren't normally going to come into my store. Those are people that maybe don't game or they've never heard of it. And we're bringing the games to them to get them excited about it. And my library came to me for that. That's fantastic.
How do you feel like the community originally started finding the store, and how have you sort of changed your strategies to keep drawing people in? Because obviously you've just said you're being approached by people who you didn't expect to be, but what are you actively doing to get the word out there?
So we started our social media presence long before we opened. We started a store page up and told people, hey, we're going to do this. In fact, one of the things we did is as I was looking for locations, I would post and say, I'm going to look at this place. What do you think about that? And then they would come in and say, oh, yeah, I like that neighborhood, or oh, the bus doesn't go to that neighborhood easily. So we immediately had them buy in to the point where when we opened, our community had already decided my store was theirs. Like they'll come in and say, oh, this is my store. And fantastic. Take ownership. That is great. And then as it's changed and as we've seen more people come in, we need to keep online. But I go to my library. There's an organization called Bookworm in town, and they run a role-playing convention at the library. We support them so they can support the library.
Why do you feel like it's crucial to be here in this environment with other retailers, with the publishers, with distributors, kind of determining and taste-making what the experience for the next year is going to be like?
One of the things, I was talking to somebody about this earlier, when I'm giving a seminar, I feel really competent. Hey, I know what I'm doing and I can share it. And then I go sit in another retailer's seminar and I'm like, oh, I totally am an imposter. I don't belong here. I'm doing everything wrong. So I get to help my industry get better. And then I get to take from that and make myself better as well. And that's just a perfect circle. Getting a chance to come and like talk to GTS about what's coming out, or say my rep there is fantastic. I get to share experiences with them. You get to know me better. I get to know you better. Maybe I can get more games in the future. Some of it's for me. I get it. Most of it's for my gamers.
Well, and that experience that we get to have only breeds more personal experiences for other people at their own tables.
And there's a lot of people out there that are thinking, oh, I want to open a game store, or I want to open a game cafe. We want to make sure that if they're going to do that, they can do it as good as they can when they open. We don't want to see them fail because that hurts us all.
Well, and absolutely. And I guess my last kind of question for you is, why did you decide to do this? Why did you want to open and run a game store?
I will shorten that story down for you. I used to work in newspapers, and I absolutely love that industry. It's a passion of mine. But I was feeling frustrated where I was. So for a couple of years, my husband and I debated what to do. We decided I would leave my job, get my master's, and go teach. And so after 2 years, I finally did it. I left my job and I was ready to go, and my husband got laid off a week later. right? Panic ensued. And then our friends came and said, hey, you guys should open a game store. Like, you know a lot about this industry. And I decided I needed a challenging job. And running a business is one of the most rewarding, challenging jobs. And running a game store is all about worker placement and resource management. And those are my two favorite mechanics.
Gamers shall
inherit the earth.
Or at least the game store in this case.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for coming. If you guys are in Fresno, then obviously you have to hit Crazy Squirrel Game Store. Go and join their fantastic community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This was fun.
Bye, active players.